Welcome to ZoomInData. In modern data platforms, having correct data is not enough. Data must also arrive on time. Business dashboards, reports, and machine learning models depend on fresh and reliable data. DBT addresses this challenge through source freshness checks and data SLAs. In this topic, we focus on DBT source freshness and data SLAs, explaining how DBT monitors data arrival times, detects delays, and helps teams enforce reliability standards. This is a highly practical and interview-relevant topic that reflects real production experience. Subscribe to ZoomInData for in-depth DBT learning, real-time project concepts, and interview-focused preparation. What is source freshness in DBT? Answer. Source freshness in DBT refers to checking how recently data was updated in a source table. It helps determine whether upstream data ingestion is working correctly. DBT uses timestamps to measure data recency. Freshness checks prevent reporting on stale data. This feature improves trust in analytics. Why is source freshness important in data pipelines? Answer. Fresh data ensures accurate business decisions. Delayed data can lead to incorrect insights. Source freshness helps detect pipeline failures early. It improves reliability of dashboards and reports. It supports operational monitoring. Where are freshness checks defined in DBT? Answer. Freshness checks are defined in source YAML files. They are configured under the Sources section. Timestamp fields are specified for freshness tracking. Thresholds are defined using freshness rules. This keeps monitoring logic close to source definitions. What is a freshness timestamp column? Answer. It is a column that indicates when a row was last updated. Usually a created underscore at or updated underscore at column. DBT uses this column to calculate data age. Accuracy of this column is critical. It must be consistently populated. What command is used to run freshness checks? Answer. The DBT source freshness command is used. It checks all configured sources. Results show freshness status for each source. It can be scheduled via orchestration tools. It supports automated monitoring. What does fresh data mean in DBT? Answer. Fresh data means it arrived within expected time limits. DBT compares data age with configured thresholds. Freshness is relative to business requirements. It does not mean real-time by default. It ensures data availability expectations are met. What happens if a freshness check fails? Answer. DBT marks the source as stale or overdue. Warnings or errors are generated. Alerts can be triggered via orchestration. Teams can investigate ingestion issues. Downstream trust is protected. Is source freshness the same as DBT tests? Answer. No. Source freshness checks data timeliness. DBT tests check data quality and validity. Both are complementary features. Together they ensure reliable data. They cover different aspects of data health. What are freshness warning and error thresholds? Answer. Warning thresholds indicate delayed data. Error thresholds indicate serious pipeline issues. Thresholds are defined using time intervals. They reflect business tolerance levels. They help prioritize response actions. How do freshness checks support data SLAs? Answer. SLAs define acceptable data delivery times. Freshness checks enforce these expectations. Violations indicate SLA breaches. Teams can measure reliability. This improves accountability. How do you choose appropriate freshness thresholds? Answer. based on business reporting needs. Consider ingestion frequency. Account for upstream delays. Balance strictness with realism. Align with stakeholder expectations. Can freshness checks be applied to multiple sources? Answer: yes. Multiple sources can have freshness rules. Each source can have different thresholds. DBT evaluates them independently. This supports complex pipelines. It scales well across projects. How does DBT calculate data freshness internally? Answer: DBT queries the maximum timestamp value. It compares it with the current time. Time difference is calculated. Result is compared to thresholds. Status is then reported. How do freshness checks fit into orchestration workflows? Answer: orchestrators trigger freshness checks regularly. Failures can block downstream jobs. Alerts can be sent automatically. Improves operational reliability. Enables proactive issue detection. What challenges exist with freshness checks? Answer: incorrect timestamps can cause false alerts. Time zone mismatches may occur. Not all sources provide reliable update times. Threshold tuning is required. Requires operational discipline. How do freshness checks improve stakeholder trust? Answer: they ensure data availability is monitored. Issues are detected early. Reports are more reliable. Transparency is improved. Confidence in analytics increases. Can freshness checks be disabled for certain sources? Answer: yes. Freshness checks are optional. They can be configured per source. Useful for irregular data feeds. Avoids unnecessary alerts. Provides flexibility. How do freshness checks support incident management? Answer: they act as early warning systems. Teams can respond before users notice issues. Root causes can be investigated faster. Downtime impact is reduced. Reliability metrics improve. How are freshness metrics used in production monitoring? Answer: metrics track ingestion performance over time. Trends reveal recurring delays. SLAs can be refined. Operational decisions improve. Data reliability becomes measurable. How do freshness checks differ from data completeness checks? Answer: freshness checks timing of data arrival. Completeness checks data coverage. Both are important for quality. They address different risks, used together for strong validation. How do freshness checks scale in large DBT projects? Answer: centralized YAML definitions simplify management. Standard thresholds can be reused. Automation handles execution. Monitoring remains consistent. Enterprise readiness improves. How do freshness checks help reduce downstream failures? Answer: they stop transformations on stale data. Prevent incorrect reporting. Reduce rework and backfills. Improve pipeline stability. Protect business outcomes. What are best practices for implementing freshness checks? Answer: use reliable timestamp columns. Set realistic thresholds. Monitor alerts regularly. Integrate with orchestration tools. Review configurations periodically. How are freshness checks viewed in DBT interviews? Answer: they show operational awareness. Demonstrate production experience. Reflect reliability engineering skills. Indicate strong pipeline ownership. Highly valued by employers. Why are data SLAs critical in analytics engineering? Answer: SLAs set clear expectations. They protect business decisions, ensure accountability across teams, improve data trust, support scalable data platforms. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and follow ZoomInData for more DBT content. If you want real-time DBT project guidance or interview questions, contact ZoomInData. See you in the next video.